The scary truth about seniors in the United States. I have all the details and what you need to know right here in the video, so let's get right into it. All right, now in this video, I want to share with you the details of a report that was released specifically focused on seniors aged 65 or older right here in the United States. Now, this report does show statistics from about 11 years ago. It shows statistics right now this year, and it shows projections over the next 10 years or so. So let's get into it and talk about what this report says and the surprising details that they are laying out right here in this report. However, really quickly before we do, thanks so much for joining me. If you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, please make sure to subscribe right down below the video. I'm here for you right by your side each and every day to help you out in any way that I possibly can, to keep you updated with everything going on, and to point out anything out there right now you can possibly grab and or take advantage of. As we know, it is a very busy, confusing, and uncertain time. So again, thanks so much for being here. Please subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet, and let's get into it and talk through the details of this report. Also, really quickly, make sure to check out that link down below in the description or at the top of the comment section from the sponsor here on the channel for your 14-day exclusive free trial where you can sign up and they will go to work protecting your personal information online. Totally free to do so. If you sign up there, if you don't like it within that 14 days, just cancel it. It's totally free. It doesn't matter at all. But again, check out the link down below in the description or at the top of the comment section for your exclusive 14-day free trial for those of you right here in this community. All right, now let's talk about this report here. I want to talk through all the details of this because this is something that I want to bring to your attention. Now, again, before we get into the details and the statistics, I want to make this very clear. I am not here to instill fear in anybody, okay? I'm not here to do that, but rather, these are some scary statistics. And again, I want to point this out so we can clearly see what is actually going on in the United States and what they're projecting over the next 10 years or so. All right, so let me quickly rewind, I should say, sorry. Let me rewind about 11 years. Back to 2012 is where this report actually starts. So back in 2012, overall, seniors aged 65 or older encompassed 11% of the population right here in the United States. So the population in the entire United States, 11% of the people back then, 11 years ago in 2012, were aged 65 or older. 7.8% of the senior population was living in poverty during that time. Okay, well, that was 11 years ago. Let's fast forward right now to today. Well, maybe not exactly today, but this year being 2023. Who knows? Maybe you're watching this video in 2024, 2025, 2026, I don't know, but I'm recording this video in 2023, okay? But here's what we're going to talk about. So right now in 2023, get this, the senior population as of right now, again, age 65 or older, is sitting at about 17%. So about 17% of the 334 million people in this country are seniors age 65 or older. Well, get this. They also found that right now, 10.9% of seniors overall, across all seniors across the board in this country, are living in poverty. Again, that's a pretty big uptick over just 11 years ago. What is that? 3.1%? Is that right? I think it's 3.1% increase in senior poverty rates over the last, say, 11 years. Now, I might be thinking 3%, that's not much. Well, it actually is a lot because the senior population as a whole is about, well, what is that even? I'm trying to do the rough mental math here. It's about 55 million seniors in this country. It's a lot, right? And I actually think that's probably a little bit low considering we know there's about 64 million Social Security retirement beneficiaries right now. So even that 55 million number that I just kind of randomly threw out right there, based on my mental math, again, I could run the numbers a little bit more closely with a calculator. I don't have one at my disposal right at the moment. But again, that's just basically my mental math that I was figuring out right there. But that's a lot of people, right? So again, a 3% increase in poverty across seniors just over the last 11 years. It's a lot of people. When we're talking about, say, 55 to 65 million people, yeah, that's a lot, right? Exactly, okay? Now, let's talk about the projections that they also pointed out in this report over the next 10 years, being 2033, okay? So that is what it goes out to. In 2033, here's what they're projecting. 22% of the population here in the United States will be seniors aged 65 or older. Again, that's a pretty big uptick from right now, where about 17% of the population is seniors age 65 or older. However, now let's get to the other number, okay? Here's what they're projecting, that by that time, in the next 10 years or so, we're going to be pushing almost 15%, nearly 15% poverty in seniors across the entire United States. In fact, they said 14.9% is where they project senior poverty to be in 10 years from right now, okay? So remember, 11 years ago in 2012, we were looking at senior poverty in the United States at 7.8%. Well, now they're projecting that in the next 10 years, in 2033, so in a total of a 21-year span of time from 2012 to 2033, they're looking at senior poverty going from 7.8% to 14.9%. That's an increase of, 7.1%? That's a lot. That's a huge increase, okay? Now, what's the problem here? Let me talk you through the details. Now, again, if you've been watching the videos here on the channel for any length of time now, I talk a ton about Social Security. I talk about Social Security retirement, disability, SSDI benefits, survivors, SSI, VA, RRB. I talk about a lot of other fixed income benefit programs. Well, we can clearly see, does SSI keep up with the federal poverty line? No. Well, we know that this much. SSI, who gets SSI checks? Seniors age 65 or older who have limited income and limited resources, as well as those individuals who are disabled or blind younger than the age of 65. Well, again, that's about 8 million people. So we can say about 8 million people right there alone living in poverty because of SSI. Now, how many people receiving Social Security retirement benefits are also receiving a benefit below the federal poverty line? Well, it's a lot, okay? It's a huge number. Now, again, remember, the federal poverty line on a monthly basis right now, as of 2023, is a little over $1,200 a month. So if somebody has limited income, limited resources, and their only income source, or the vast majority of their monthly income source, comes from their Social Security check, and it's less than $1,200 bucks a month, then we're basically sitting below the federal poverty line, okay? So this is a huge number here, and we're talking about tens of millions of people in poverty right now. Over the last 11 years, or basically ever in history here in the United States, we've been having seniors living in poverty, and they're projecting in the next 10 years a lot more seniors to be living in poverty at that time, right? Remember, 22% of the population in 2033, they're projecting to be age 65 and older. Well, what's the population at that time going to be? Right now, it's about 333 to 334 million people is the population here in the country right now. Well, in 10 years, is it going to be 350 million people? Is it going to be 360 million people? Where's the population going to be sitting at? Regardless of where we're sitting at, a 22% population of age 65 and older is going to be, close to 100 million people? 80 million people? It's a lot, right? Either way, it's a huge number, and that's a big percentage of our population. Almost a quarter of the percent of the population at that time will be seniors age 65 or older, and unfortunately, according to what they're saying, is they're projecting 14.9, nearly 15% of the population at that time will be living in poverty. It's a lot of people, right? It's a sad statistic. So anyway, this is what the report is now showing, and what could be done about this? Well, a lot of different things. Number one, if they simply just fixed up the SSI program, supplemental security income, that would lift immediately 8 million people out of poverty. Boom, just like that, 8 million people out of poverty. Well, that would certainly be a start. Now, we've heard a ton of proposals floating around Congress as well. We've heard lawmakers talking about it. We've heard a variety of people talking about it, about raising the Social Security minimum benefit up to the federal poverty line. Again, we've heard that before as well, right? If you've been watching the videos here on the channel, you've heard me talk about all the proposals that are out there about flattening out Social Security benefit, instituting a nationwide guaranteed basic income program, lifting benefits up to 100% or 125% of the federal poverty line. We've seen the proposals, tons and tons of ideas floating around out there about what they can do about this, but do they have the focus to do something? Well, that's a good question. As of right now, they're doing nothing other than coming up with a ton of ideas. But again, it only takes one. It only takes one idea. We've got a ton of them out there. Anyway, I thought this report was very interesting. I wanted to share with you. And again, I'm not here to scare anybody. I'm not here to say that, everybody's going to be living in poverty or anything like that. But I think this is something we probably want to keep an eye on, right? It's probably something we want to watch closely, because are lawmakers and the administration going to allow this to happen over the coming years, the coming decade? Is this going to be something they're going to allow to happen? Well, unfortunately, they're currently allowing this to happen. So who would think that they're going to do anything about it? I don't know. We don't know what they're going to do, right? Either way, these are some statistics, a report that came out, and I thought it was very interesting. I thought I wanted to share this with you just so you can clearly see what is actually going on. So I'm going to leave it at that for now. Of course, as I get more information, I'll be here to break it down for you. But as of right now, nothing will be changing with your benefit as of yet, but we do know for a fact there will be changes coming in for Social Security and other fixed income benefits. When we get something solid and when we get something, for sure that seems, very likely, then of course I'll break all that down for you as well as all the other ideas and proposals hitting the wire. Anyway, please make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet. Share the video with your friends, family, social media. Go back and check out any of the other thousands of videos here on that channel. And make sure to check out those links down below in the description and then again at the top of the comment section for your exclusive 14-day free trial with the sponsor here on the channel. You can sign up, check out how much they will find for you that is out there on the dark web of your personal information that has been exposed. And again, if you don't like it during that 14-day free trial, then just cancel it. Totally free. Doesn't matter at all whatsoever, okay? Anyway, check those out if you're interested. Otherwise, enjoy your day, take care, and I'll catch you again later.